Hey love, so welcome back to my channel. It is Kedasar, and today I'm going to be talking about how I deleted social media, and my experience thus far, why I did it, and what I desire to feel, and what I desire for my life that social media wasn't facilitating. So, before we can even go super deep into this, we have to talk about my love-hate relationship with social media. I feel so many people in my generation and our generation can relate to this. Social media is such a heavy part of our lives. We've used it in school, we've used it in social life, professional life. We use it so much, and it offers so many good things. That's what makes it hard. Social media is a resource. As with any resource, I don't feel as though it is good or bad. I think it's just a tool to be used. You can use it in any way you see fit. You can use it to further your education, further your personal development, simply to have enjoyment and entertainment. And you can use it for a lot of other things too. But what I found for myself is that it can easily cross this thin line between helpful, productive for me, to incredibly unproductive, draining, and overstimulating. On the positive side, I have found so many resources over the years through social media. I've been put on to so many positive, uplifting people, social media creators, communities that have fed into me in my spiritual journey, in my personal development journey, education, etc. And it has been such just an abundant resource at the tip of my fingers. And I feel many of you can relate to that. Just how much you can really tap into via your phone is ridiculous. And it can plug you into things that you've never known about, teach you about topics you've never even heard of, and expand your mind in the way you look at the world. But on the less positive side, what I found to be a very common occurrence for myself is here I am using social media, whether it's for entertainment, whether it's just to chill, whether it's to learn new things, whatever it is. But it's, it's innocent, right? And then all of a sudden, it just can completely encapsulate your attention. You're like, oh my gosh, where did all the time go? Y'all remember those little TikTok screen time notifications that they implemented where you can be like, after I've been on this app for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, send me a notification saying maybe you should put the phone down? I did that way back, but what I noticed is I literally never cared. When it came up, I never put my phone down. I never just gave a freak that it was reminding me of healthier screen time habits. I just kind of pressed okay and just kept scrolling, and I would lose a lot of time on those apps. But more importantly, it affected the way I felt about myself and my mental health. Social media is designed to heavily stimulate us and give us instant gratification and that quick dopamine reward whenever we scroll or, watch a quick little reel or TikTok. There's a dopamine release that happens. And with that, I feel as though brain health can decline in regards to our attention span and our ability to experience peace and joy in the little things. It's like the present moment starts to become more dull just because we're so used to that instant gratification of getting those dopamine rewards from the visuals, from the sound, from all the media elements that go into, videos and photos and social media. We're so used to that when we put the phone down or the computer down or whatever and just savor this present moment, it can feel like something's missing. And I know for me, I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like to feel like I had to reach for something. Even now, I still pick up my phone a lot. And when I first deleted the social media apps, I would kind of go on my phone and go to where the apps used to be and be like, oh, it's not there anymore. And have to remind myself that, okay, yeah, I deleted it for a reason. because it's such a habit to go on those apps. So when I noticed that I was having just a very low attention span and less of an appreciation for the present moment, that's one of the signs that told me that I'm spending a little bit too much time on social media. Also, there's a whole other aspect of just how we see ourselves. That was like how I experienced the world, but how I experienced myself, that also was declining in terms of that comparison aspect that comes about when we use these apps. You can't really get away from seeing other people and their accomplishments and how they're living their life when you use social media apps. And I was bombarded with those images, videos, and while it can be inspiring, there's a thin line I feel between inspiration and envy, and it's easy to teeter-totter on that line. And I feel even if you're simply just inspired by people all the time, that can easily start to turn into resentment of yourself for not living at the level that you see other people living at, right? It's appearance, of course. And it can also turn into lower self-esteem, insecurity. It can dampen the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about where you're at in your life, the way you feel about your accomplishments in your journey. It can make you feel like you're behind in life and that you're not doing things fast enough, or you should be doing that, and that. And what I have found is that even though I experience a lot of inspiration via social media, I started comparing my journey to other people's, and that took away the connection that I have to my process, the connection that I have to my authentic ideas and my authentic inspiration. Seeing people do all these things can begin to influence you. Even if it's subconsciously, it can start to influence you to feel like that in order to achieve the success that you desire, you have to do something that looks like what these other people are doing. You have to almost, to some extent, imitate what they're doing, or feel like everything you do has to measure up to what you see all these other people doing. So this aspect of comparison can subconsciously make us throw away our own authenticity so that we can mirror and be more like other people. But what made other people successful in the first place, for the most part, is being authentic, is listening to what makes them unique. I actually heard something that said you either have to be the first, the best, or different. Whatever that thing is, in some way it's unique. Being the first to do something is unique. Being the best to do it is unique. Being different is unique. So they listened to whatever it was that made them unique, and that's what can largely be attributed to their success. So if we try to be like other people who followed their authenticity to be successful, it's almost counterintuitive, because I feel in order to attain true, sustainable, long-lasting success, we truly have to be true to ourselves, and in order to do that, we have to be authentic. So if we're comparing ourselves to others and trying to almost be like others, do things that others are doing, we lose that authenticity, and thus we lose the entire purpose of wanting to be successful or wanting to just feel good in what we're doing. So I had to realize that all of these images and just all this input and stimulus from all these different people who are doing well for themselves started making me have that internal dynamic of comparison, and that goes deeper down to like questions of, am I good enough? Am I as good as this person? Can I do it as well as this person? When really, of course I'm good enough. Of course what I do is worthy of being seen and heard, but it can begin to get cloudy when there's just so much input. Taking it all away for me made my own inner voice that much clearer, made my authenticity be enabled to shine that much brighter, and it's helping me get more clear on what it really is that I want to do in my life, what it is that I want to do on a day-to-day. How do I want to spend my days? What do I feel like doing? What do I feel called to, rather than what was I influenced to do based off what I've been seeing? So deleting social media is not a permanent thing for me, because as I said, there's so much positivity that goes into social media. I learn so many things, I connect to so many people. It really is a great resource, but having a detox and a fast every now and then, I think, is incredibly valuable to help us reattune to ourselves, reconnect with the present moment, get clear on what we want for ourselves, and begin to use our own self as our baseline. So those are the reasons I deleted social media for 30 days. I'm on day 25 today, and it's going amazing. I find myself more able to listen and watch long form content, so I still watch YouTube videos. I'm more focused on what I want to do in my life. I have gotten very focused in the month of July, like on what I want to do in my professional life, in my personal life. Gotten a lot more clear on what is really for me versus what do I think is for me based off what I'm being influenced towards. So when the 30 days is up, my goal or my plan is to re-implement it. I'm not going to be too strict with myself to where I'm like, oh, either A, I can never download it again, or B, I can only use it 5 minutes a day. Like, no, I'm gonna let myself feel free to use it as much as I want, but with a heightened awareness. I find whenever I do things with more awareness, I don't overindulge as much. So my goal is to use it when I feel like I want to or need to, but as soon as I start feeling that internal nudge to put my phone down, my goal is to listen to that and align with that, so that I can stay balanced within, so that I don't feel overstimulated, so that I don't feel like I'm starting to compare myself to others, and so I don't feel lazy, like I'm not doing anything in my life. That's a whole nother aspect. Like if I'm spending all day on social media, I'm not really getting anything done, and I'm watching people get stuff done, and that makes me feel kind of shitty about myself, in truth. So my goal is to eliminate those things so I can just continue to heal my relationship with social media. It's not a one-time fix, it's a journey, and that's where I'm at in the journey right now. So if you can relate, comment down your experiences with social media and a time that you felt that you either had to detox from it, or a time that you felt that you were benefiting greatly from it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Other than that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. And until next time, peace and love.